"Women don't walk in this house," my father said. "You crawl or you bleed." My father made all the women in our family crawl on our hands and knees because he believed women shouldn't stand as tall as men. We had to crawl even when we were alone in case men visited unexpectedly, and if he ever caught us standing upright, we crawled on the gravel driveway until our knees bled. The crawling rule started when I was 14, after my uncle commented that my sister Naomi was getting tall. "She's almost as tall as you," Uncle said to Dad, and I watched my father's face go dark. After Uncle left, Dad pointed at the floor. "From now on, females crawl in this house. You've gotten too comfortable walking upright like you're equal to men. But we have to cook and clean and carry things," Naomi said. "How dare you question me? Standing is a male privilege. If I ever catch you upright again, you'll crawl on the gravel until I can see bone." The first week, our knees just bruised. By the third week, we had calluses that split open into wounds that wouldn't heal because we couldn't stay off them. I left blood trails on the kitchen floor and had to clean them up while still crawling. Naomi's wrist gave out after a month, and she tried crawling on her forearms. Dad kicked her in the ribs. "That's lazy crawling. You use your palms like God intended, or I'll break every bone in your hands." We had to push laundry baskets with our heads. We cooked by reaching up blindly to stoves we couldn't see. And I burned myself so many times my arms looked like raw meat. Dad would watch us struggle and laugh. "Maybe now you'll understand why God made you inferior." Mom never defended us because she'd been crawling for years. Her spine was curved into a permanent hunch. When Dad's friends visited, we served drinks while crawling with trays balanced on our backs. One asked if we were trained dogs, and Dad laughed. "Dogs are loyal. These are just females learning their place." They'd drop food on purpose to watch us clean it up. After 2 years, my body was destroyed. My spine had compression fractures. My knees were infected wounds that oozed through my clothes. I couldn't remember what it felt like to stand up straight. Naomi's spine had curved so badly you could see it through her shirt. Dad said it was God reshaping her into proper female form. When she cried from the pain, he told her she should be grateful for the transformation. Then Dad announced that Pastor Vernon and the church elders were coming for dinner with their wives. "This is your chance to show them what biblical submission really looks like," Dad said with pride. "I want a 5-course meal, and I want you serving it properly." Properly meant crawling from the kitchen with hot food balanced on our backs. Dad had been bragging about his godly household for months, and this was his moment to show it off. The night of the dinner, I was carrying a pot of soup across the dining room while Dad smiled at Pastor Vernon. "See how obedient they are? This is what happens when you raise women according to scripture." My spine, damaged from 2 years of crawling, chose that moment to give out completely. I collapsed face first onto the carpet, and the pot of boiling soup flew off my back and landed directly on Pastor Vernon's wife. She started screaming and clawing at her chest where the soup had soaked through her dress. "What is wrong with you?" Dad roared at me. "Get up and help her. Not on your feet, on your knees." Pastor Vernon was calling 911 while his wife sobbed in agony. "Why can't she stand up?" he kept asking. "Why is she still crawling?" "Because women don't stand in this house. It's biblical. Tell him it's biblical." Dad screamed at me. The paramedics arrived and found Pastor Vernon's wife with second-degree burns and me unable to stand even if I wanted to. They saw my knees, the infected wounds, the way my spine curved at an angle that made them go pale. At the hospital, Pastor Vernon's wife demanded to know what had happened to me. "She's been crawling for 2 years," I told her while doctors examined my spine. "All the women in my family crawl because my father says we're not allowed to stand as tall as men." Dad tried to interrupt. "It's not abuse. It's scripture. Women were made to be beneath men. This is how God designed families to function." "Pastor, tell them. You understand." Pastor Vernon stared at my father like he'd never seen him before. "I understand that you've crippled your own daughters. I've trained them. I've taught them their place. If your wife hadn't gotten in the way of God's plan, she wouldn't have those burns." Pastor Vernon's wife pressed charges. The hospital reported everything to child services. Dad kept screaming about biblical submission right up until they put him in handcuffs. Dad lost his church, his family, and his freedom because he wanted to show off how godly his household was. My spine will never fully recover, but I can walk now. That's more than enough.